Hi everybody, Bobby here and my sister Brenda.
Hello everyone.
And today we have a video that we want to maybe clarify and expand on the video that my sister did like a couple of days ago about the solar flares and what is happening to us. There's a lot of people that are still not understanding what is going on, and we want to expand just a little bit more about that. Solar flares,
And the big solar flash.
well, yes, the big solar flash. That's very important. And some of the light codes. So, but before we start talking, we always say that if you do not resonate with us, that's okay. You can go and do your research, um, go and listen to other people and see if you resonate with them and come to your own conclusions. So, with that said, we're going to start with, you know, a many people are so confused about what are solar flares, the big solar flash, and the light codes from the Schumann resonance. So I just want to have my sister to start with some information, and then I'll get back with you guys. Brenda.
Okay, hello everyone. I did a video a couple days ago explaining a little bit about the solar flares and the big solar flash. The solar flares and the big solar flash are kind of like different, but they come together.
Mm-hmm.
The solar flares are basically the sun cleaning our bodies
Mm-hmm.
From and restoring our DNA. Every time people think that they are sick, it is basically the solar flares cleaning or what we still needs to clean out of from the system.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is it's preparing us for the basically big solar flash, which a lot of people think that is something that is from it's an outside event,
Mm-hmm.
and it is not. The big solar flash is basically the awakening of your own consciousness,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody is gonna have this. Every single person individually.
Yeah.
It's not an outside event. It's not that the sun is gonna bring a big light go and something's gonna happen. No, that's completely false.
Mm-hmm.
It is when you actually see and accept things, not only around you, but also inside of you. And I'm talking about inner work,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes. So basically, the solar flares that are coming from the sun, obviously, are doing something in the atmosphere, which it's actually the ionosphere, and it's basically affecting our bodies. Why? Because we have had many years, and I'm talking about millions of years,
So lifetimes.
lifetimes,
Reincarnation.
yes, many reincarnations of negativity, of poisons that the bad or negative entities that infiltrated our planet have been putting inside of us. Everything starts in our mind. I have always said, the most powerful weapon you have is your mind. Anything that you have in your head, you can manifest. If you think positive, you will manifest positive. If you think negative, then you will be manifesting negativity. So our planet was infiltrated. the negative forces infiltrated the planet, and they basically just started, you know, it's not a chip, but they started, kind of like saying negative things in repetition, and our DNA started picking up on those. So our DNA is so ingrained into this negativity that is what's called MK Ultra. So people that have been so deep into the MK Ultra are you can tell them that what's happening and they will still not believe, because the negativity, and they can't see anything. The third eye is absolutely completely blocked.
Yeah, I think those are the ones that they get like when they get not sick, but they think that they're sick, but those are the ones that they get the worst.
Yes, yes, it's like the flu.
Yeah.
When they think they have the flu, it's because they're purging so much negativity, so much bad things, or things that are from lifetimes in the DNA, and they can't get it out of the system because the mind keeps bringing them back to that place where they were shown that negativity, the fear, the jealousy, the envy, that all of that is basically inside that DNA. So the solar flares, there's three different solar flares that we need to be watching out, and I have been following the pattern of the solar flares. The class C solar flares basically have an impact in your solar plexus. And every time solar flares class C come into the earth, people are having problems with digestion, pain in the abdomen. Everything is right in the solar plexus area. The class M solar flares have to do with the mind. That's, every time there is class M solar flares, there is always something going on in the mind. So you're purging from those places. Class X solar flares are the most powerful ones because it's the whole entire body. It doesn't matter. You can have pains in your, head, joints. I mean, it's everywhere.
All the body.
The
feels
whole
like
entire body hurts.
it feels like a truck.
Yes.
Hit you.
So those solar flares are working in conjunction with the Schumann resonance. When the Schumann resonance comes in and we have the light codes that are super powerful, or sometimes we have a blackout, and the blackout means that the light codes that are coming in are so powerful that the graph cannot register those light codes. That's when we actually have astral traveling dreams. We have remote viewing dreams. I mean, everything is like we are in another completely dimension, different dimension. And so when those light codes come in, again, we are purging. All of it is like boiling, and it's boiling, it's coming up to the surface. And when those light codes from the Schumann resonance come, it's like a torch, and it's just burning everything that you have been feeling from the solar flares. It's very interesting. I have been following the patterns, and it's something that we have never had or experienced in the past. So when people feel kind of sick, or they have headaches, or you know, abdomen pains, or body pains, it all goes back to the solar flares and the Schumann resonance. Now, like my sister said, the solar flash, or the big solar flash, we already had our solar flash. That was back in 2020 when we actually saw what was happening, and we couldn't believe it. We were stunned, and that's when I kind of like couldn't sleep for 6 months, because everything I saw, my brain was like open up to this rabbit hole that has different paths and different rabbit holes, and it keeps going and going and going. And once you go into that rabbit hole, you basically can't come back, because this reality is not the same that you ever knew before you were lied to.
It's like when they said, once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Yes. Once you see something, anything, you can't unsee everything that you have seen. So it's very interesting, because people are so confused
Yeah.
with all of this.
Yeah, they're waiting for the big solar flash, and it's not.
It's not a
not.
big solar flash from out there.
No.
The sun is sending solar flares, yes, but those solar flares are for cleaning the DNA, so that each individual have their own big solar flash, which is here.
And we believe that if the solar flares are cleaning, I was reading something about, or I don't know if I was reading or it came to my mind, and we were talking about it, that whoever have more like reptilian blood, with the solar flares, you will see this, basically the split.
Yes.
You will see who goes in the negative, which we're seeing that right now, that people, not the majority of people, but some people are going to the negative,
Yes.
and they kind of like, they stay in they're kind of like in a loop. They can't see other things. They just go backwards and backwards and backwards, and then other people are like a little bit going up to the 5D, but it's taking them time. But yeah, we notice that, like, some people are not,
they can't get out of their mind,
and some
and
others
that's
are
the problem.
contradicting themselves
Yes.
and saying a lot of lies.
There's a lot of misinformation out
Yes.
there. And what we're trying to do is, we see what's happening, we're analyzing what's happening, so that, we focus, and we try to help people understand what is happening, because our mind is so fragile right now. It's basically, our minds have been taken over for so many lifetimes, that right now we're just purging all of that. So we have seen people that are still in the old belief system. They do not come out of that old belief system. And what's happening? Like I said before, for the righteous, this will be closest to hell. For the wicked, this will be closest to heaven. Either one of them are going to feel uncomfortable, because it's not their place. Now, we try to do everything and see everything in the positive way. We do not want to be in fear. We do not want to integrate fear in our life, because that is one of the biggest problems that people have. Fear keeps you in a prison.
Mm-hmm.
So the solar flares are, helping you to clear all of that out of you. But if you continue in fear, what you're going to do is resist your changes.
It's the fear and the ego.
Fear and ego. Yes. If you resist your changes, then you cannot ascend. You will not be able to ascend. That's the thing that we have to understand, that for us to ascend, we have to let go of fear.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be in unity. We cannot be judging other people for what they do. That's not our job. They will be judged, but they will be judged in their time. And us, the ones that are trying to keep everyone together, we'll see that. We're seeing it right now with a lot of people that are not ascending.
Yeah.
We are seeing the people that are stuck in the loop. And it doesn't matter how many times we tell them, you need to get out of that loop by doing this. They're not comprehending because of the fear.
Yeah, and another thing that I'm gonna say is that with all the solar flares that we are receiving right now, basically constantly every day, we're receiving a lot of solar flares constantly. Our DNA is upgrading,
Yes.
so we don't have to basically read any books, because at this time we should be receiving more downloads. Every time we do our own research
Yes.
and do the critical thinking.
Yes.
So there's no need for, I mean, we always read to see what's going on. But basically, when we're gonna do our research, we already received the download. So the majority of people at this point, by now, they should be receiving a lot of downloads already.
Yes.
So there's no need to keep repeating the same misinformation. Like we said before, a lot of things with the Bible. That's the number one. I call it fear book. The Bible.
Yeah.
But
So we want to, help you understand what is happening in our bodies. When your DNA upgrades, you start receiving downloads. You start receiving, thoughts about, sometimes you don't even know why are you thinking about the things that you're thinking. It's because, your lifetimes, have that kind of experience. Everybody's different. Everybody had an experience, and that's why when you are, maybe sometimes you're thinking about something and you don't know why you're thinking about that, it's because your DNA is basically telling you, hey, this is you. Or, this happened to you in the past. Go look it up. Go look for this information somewhere. And you are going to be reading about things that maybe you didn't even know in the past. And now everything is just being put right in front of you. So, when we have a DNA upgrade, we see synchronicities. We get messages. We have ringing in the ears, a lot of ringing in the ears.
yes.
You can actually see things that you never saw before. Sometimes people say they see, not ghosts, but
Shadows,
like
like
shadows and stuff like that. And right now, if you are ascending, Very interesting. And it has happened to me. I'm pretty sure it has happened to you, but I'm not sure. But, um, you know, I am seeing less and less people
Oh yes.
on the
On the
streets.
streets. Yes.
When you are ascending, the people that are going to the 5D consciously are going to start seeing the planet with less
People.
and less people.
Yeah, it happens to me.
Very interesting. It doesn't matter, family, friends, everybody that you have ever knew, if they disappear out of your life, it's because they're still in the 3D, not the 4D, because the 4D and 5D are going to be together on the planet, because the 5D people are going to help the 4D people understand what is happening so that they can, help the planet to ascend, because the 4D people are kind of seeing things, but
they're
sometimes
still
they don't.
confused.
Yes, they're still confused,
They're
and
still
sometimes they
confused.
don't believe.
That's why we come
Mhm.
and help them.
Yes, and sometimes they have questions, and that's when we come. And we're not saying we're saying we, the ones that are,
Talking.
seeing and talking and basically witnessing the changes and know what is happening, that we are here to help other people. We're not better than anybody. We just happen to be um, awakened first. And if you or anybody think that this is an easy thing, and we believe that we're better, we have suffered a lot, and we have seen things that many people wouldn't even be able to take. And that's what the solar flares are here for. They're here to show people with their DNA clearing more negativity. So if you have someone, that all of the sudden they start, kind of being mad, or I don't know, they have some kind of problems,
Yeah,
and you don't know what's going on.
The solar flares are basically, like I said before, um, making some people, because they're in the negative
Yes.
timeline,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see they're gonna make these people attack you.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna be attacked. I mean, you can see the split is already happening
Yes.
because
You
of
can
the
see-
solar flares.
Yes. You can see the splitting.
Whoever is
of-
gonna go up is gonna go up,
Yes.
and whoever is gonna stay in the other side,
Mhm.
you can see the difference.
Yes. And it's unfortunate that people, will disappear out of your life, but I guess they're not ready to be where you are going to be. And, nothing can stop what is coming. Solar flares, the big solar flash, which is an individual flash, and the light codes, all of it is helping humanity to ascend.
Yeah.
So,
Whenever you hear
mhm,
people saying or giving dates or when about a big solar flash,
No.
no one knows.
no one knows
And
when it's not gonna happen.
no one knows because it is you.
Yeah.
It is gonna be your consciousness.
Yep.
That's the big solar flash. The big
Yep.
solar flash is the awakening of your own consciousness.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So if you haven't had that, because the big solar flash is not just waking up to one thing. You wake up to everything.
Yes.
And it is so painful to wake up to everything that, like I said, I was 6 months without being able to sleep. After the 6 months, I could sleep, slowly, but I will wake up, and I started gradually going back to being able to sleep. But is because you see every you know, celebrities, Hollywood, the wars. You see everything.
The tunnels,
Everything. The tunnels.
the
What is underneath the earth. The other races. You can see them. You can see everything. That's the big solar flash. It's just not one thing.
Now your mind is kind of like when you're reading something or you see something, you go like, oh, that's what they're doing. That's basically your big solar flash.
Yes, absolutely. So we just wanted to come in today and help you understand a little bit more about the solar flash, the solar flares, and the light codes with the Schumann resonance, so that you know you have a little more clarity of what's happening to our DNA and everything that's happening out in the you know out there in the environment and the atmosphere. So I think we're gonna leave it here, no? Yes? Okay. We're gonna leave it here tonight. And with that said, we hope that you guys like this video and that it gave you a little more information about maybe what you're looking for. And with that said, we hope that you have a beautiful night and abundance to all.
Blessings for everyone.